wall that seeks alignment. Through my local context, I've noticed that the macro, exo, and microsystem, they seek and they desire for that alignment in order for stability. So I thought about a climber working through the values that the macro system and the exosystem impart, and the black ones are the values that we value that are part of it, whereas the yellow ones are ones that we don't value. I'm still working into it, but the safety rope is there to catch or correct the alignment, and instead of going this way, we want the vertical.
Nice.
Lots to work on.
Good.
Okay, well, I'm kind of more random abstract.
Do you want to talk, David? Looks like you want to ask a question.
Oh, did you want to ask something?
I was going to just say one thing to expand it is it all implies you're going in the same direction. But if you had yellow ones and orange and green ones going off to the side, suddenly we go, oh, it is possible to go totally sideways too, right?
Up with people. You meet them wherever
Okay,
you go.
that's all I'll say. It's awesome. I love the image.
That is great. Sorry, I think, are you ready for me?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, I'm still thinking really quite broad still, but I'm putting my construct, like play in the middle. What is its role in the education system? I really struggle with that because the value is questioned. And what I'm seeing in our historical setting was more recess and gym. That's where it was valued. We did do a couple initiatives into wellness and daily physical activity and all that, but really was it a learning component or was it more about collaboration, development of the child, and just maybe general overall wellness? I'm bringing it down to me in my kindergarten setting, and play is really seen as valued in early elementary. We really want to work with collaboration, inquiry, learning, exploration, relationships, but then you have all these factors that kind of constrain you into how much play you allow, because parents want to see learning occurring. Sorry. And this overall influence from historic to now is coming together.
Channel
so
your inner Heidi.
Channel
Channel your Heidi when you get to the end.
Hey, that's awesome. I like it.
But I still don't have that one visual that puts it all together.
I think it kind of does. I think where you go next with this is
Yeah.
you start. I don't know, drawing lines isn't the right one, but if you have parents in green, for example, what are the values? Put values in green, or put a green circle around the values.
That
If
represents
you've got
parents.
colleagues that are in red or blue, put the red or blue around the other values, right? So that's a way that you can. I think you could keep this type of image. So maybe put community in a different color. Your school community and make sure they're all different colors, and then
Put everything that same
color
color
code
that
somehow the values with those. I think that would be
I
awesome.
might do
I
blocks.
think it's great.
Oh, yes, the toys.
Sorry.
Right.
So I still am struggling with this, and I actually think I need to expand this image to be like a whole ecosystem. This is just like a weather system. So the macro cone of what values, like parenting styles, accountability, economic, social efficiency, that kind of stuff. It filters down to like your exosystem. Your exosystem is really the gatekeeper, so this is like the head gates of a dam, which highly regulate flow of education in Alberta. But you still have choices, but it's almost like they're not a river, it's really a canal. And then I was thinking I wonder if there's a way around those head gates, but in Alberta, not really. Like you might have more control once it's through that head gate, through choices. But so this will look differently, I think. Policy I have is the tornado. It goes up and down, and I wasn't sure, because you have 2 levels of policy or more than 1 level of policy, and then more than 1 water source feeds into the exosystem. I don't know exactly, and sometimes you don't really know where it's coming from, right? And so I'm just not sure where this fits, but you do have those people that just choose to ignore everything, so I thought that might somehow fit into that.
Flowering on their own. Cool.
I don't know.
Yeah.
There's,
It's awesome. I love it. It's very good. Very good.
Who's up above? Is that Jen? Heidi.
Tree.
Heidi.
It looks better on my computer. I cannot draw, so this is a tractor in case.
It's a very nice tractor. I knew it right away. You didn't have to say it.
Thank you so much. That means a lot. I'm the tree. The soil in which I exist in is representative of the macro and the chromal systems. I can't change my soil structure. It exists, and because of that, that's going to determine some of the growing conditions that I have. However, I cannot augment what's missing from that soil.
You were in there, baby.
My microsystems. So, for example, virtual connections. I do a lot of PLN through things like Twitter, Edmodo, etc. I have my grad cohort, which helps to nourish me. My professors, my different chats that I'm participating in, my community, student relationships, parent colleagues, which sometimes can dry me out, sometimes it can hydrate me. My exosystems are represented by climatic factors, because sometimes it's a bright sunny day and everything's, as you said, aligned, everything's working well, but sometimes there's a windstorm that comes and shakes me over and almost knocks me off my feet.
That's a great visual.
So I have to draw stronger
I
roots.
love it.
That is awesome.
So good.
That is very impressive.
Zooming in, Jen L.
Mine started out as an African safari, and I changed my mind. Anyways, anyway, so mine is a very highly local context. This is my classroom, and what I was trying to get at was I have watermarks underneath that are the macro, exo, meso, and micro that are underneath all of this. PBL, I went with the values of collaboration and leadership, and so what I really wanted to get across was what my kids are all dealing with, and then how I'm trying to harness all that and make something work. I wanted to type, what the hell? Anyways.
That is big for you.
So,
Hashtag share swearing must be good.
Weird. Like ESL, hashtag I don't get it. Anxiety, hashtag don't say it's okay.
Love it.
There's a girl, her mom died, so there's a coffin, hashtag cancer sucks. So all these kids are all thinking all these different things. This is what they bring to my classroom, and I'm trying to take them from wherever they are and try and guide them to something, a goal that I see as collaboration and leadership.
You got some stuff going on in your microphone.
BAME, yes.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Cool.
The end.
Very cool.
Brought it through baby paper time. Hurry, baby paper time.
Over here.
Oh, good. That was
So,
good.
I don't know what to call this thing yet, but this is basically indicates the initiatives or an individual, a person within the system. This would be the meso, the macrochrono, exo, meso, and micro systems. So as one initiative takes in all of these systems, it starts to share more and more as it goes up with the other initiatives or persons, whichever way you want to look at it. And so the itemized or the colorized things here align with the values within the system, and they're color coded to the person or the initiative or whatever. And then over here, I'll put this on there, but I just wanted to organize the values within the different systems. So I'll figure that out.
Can't read any of that, can you, Jen? Sorry.
All right. So this is my current ecological context, because I realize that some things are in play up here that could change that. So I couldn't get off my hourglass idea. My hourglass is suspended in space, stars, it's time going on. And at the top are my macro chronological, on the bottom is the micro, and the exo, on the bottom is my micro and meso. And at the top we have issues like globalization and immigration, cultural changes, digitalization, American Idol, political change, technology, the economy, district vision or lack thereof, and new arts curriculum. They're all hanging here because some of these things are still in suspension. And to a degree, I'm the regulator. Through me, it filters into my microsystem and my meso system as as fine arts coordinator for PD, my PLC, my own family, my own music, the assessment I'm doing, the music choices we make for band, for my students, their families, everything's kind of trickling down. And to me, I see myself still as kind of where I can evoke changes around the exosystem level, and it's going to filter down. And along the sides, what's holding us up is our values that connect all these systems.
Cool. Who's next? Jen S.
Okay, so Darwin kind of thought about something called the Tree of Life, which would show all the relationships between all living things on Earth as they relate to each other in an evolutionary sense. So I sort of took that idea and put some of the values from the macrochronal system here, and then how those values relate and eventually form things in the exosystem, and then how we would sort of bring all of those things from the exosystem to inform us in our, meso or microsystems, which would be here, eventually to the one thing, in my case, that's cymatics class. So these are kind of the series of all the influences that exist in conceptualization or something.
So the ones that don't lead into it, are those the ones that are present, but they're just not,
They may not be
they
directly
may not
pertinent.
play with your specific, okay?
But
very
I
cool.
just stopped doing this like when the time was up.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm actually next.
Awesome.
Can you get this from me real quick? I'll go really fast. So mine actually goes a little bit with Heidi's, kind of not really, I don't know. It's a little bit still abstract to my brain. Basically, it's the cross-section of an onion. And the culture, or the soil culture, is all involved with the macrochronal system, fertilization, H2O nutrients that can filter their way down. But each layer is sort of membranous in terms of their permeability. And the most central part of the onion, I even talked about a science experiment to sort of highlight this further, but if you're able to inject it with a dye, that would slowly, through osmosis, permeate out. And so you can sort of see the cells in the mesosystem interact, and that's kind of your different proximal processes interacting to make a mesosystem and permeating out. And I wanted to make one layer a little bit thicker than the others because I kind of think the exosystem is even more of a filtration system than other levels, but sort of the interaction that osmosis in this particular experiment can permeate out, but that through the culture of the soil and through other circumstances, those also trickle down.
Can I add
I
something?
haven't added any values in here yet. I wanted to do that, I just didn't get there yet.
Can I add something?
Mhm.
When you cut an onion, the middle is more tender than the outside layers.
Mhm.
Like, so those outside layers are less permeable.
Yeah.
Like, sometimes we peel those away and
Well,
don't use
and
them,
the heart of the matter, like how ripe that onion's going to be, how that mission
Cuts it
take
with an
holds is
onion.
really about the core.
Yeah.
Burn your eyes!
Where were you
And this
putting
whole thing
value
makes
in?
me cry, so that was another thing.